Hi friends, welcome to Avi's Academy. In today's video, we will be having a discussion on the third approach that can be used to calculate correlation coefficient. We have already had a discussion on the first two approaches, where the first approach deals with the situation when the given values of the variables are smaller in number and the mean value of these variables are an integer, are not a fractional value. In the second approach, which we call it as shortcut method or assumed mean method, that is used when the values are larger and when we get a mean value which is fraction. So that time we assume a mean, that is called as assumed mean. So that we use to calculate correlation coefficient. In today's illustration, we will be describing another approach which is called as direct method. An illustration has already been given with respect to this approach. The first illustration actually deals with the direct method, where we take the values itself to calculate correlation coefficient. So still we are having a look at another illustration with slightly complex problem in today's video. So I welcome once again to Avi's Academy. If you are first timer to my channel, please do consider subscribing to the channel and share the videos with your friends and classmates and help the channel to grow. This approach is usually used when the actual values of the given variables are smaller and the actual mean value is fractional, not an integer. So during this situation, we use this method. Among all these methods, assumed mean method is the easiest one to use when we do not have calculator. Since we usually use calculator to calculate correlation coefficient, the best method under this circumstance is to go for direct method. So whatever may be the problem, whatever may be the situation, how big are the values, or if you are getting fractional also, since you use calculator, it's always advisable to go for direct method. Our tricky problem is on the green board. So let's see what they have given in the question. So they have given, for the given data, calculate correlation between the age of students and their playing habits. So we need to calculate the correlation between the age of the students and their playing habits. To calculate that, they have given these set of data. So using this, we will be calculating correlation coefficient. Let us see what kind of a data they have given us for calculating the correlation. They have given age, they have given number of students, and they have given regular player information. So age of the students is given, total number of students under each age group is given. At the same time, total number of students who actually plays or regular players, that information they have also given. So using this information, we have to calculate the correlation between age of the students and their playing habits. So one variable is age of the students, which is already given in the question, age, right? But the other variable which they have given is playing habits. But the other two variables which we have is number of students and regular players. Playing habit information is not given. That means we have to calculate that value using these two variables. So how to do that? To do that, first of all, let us see what is a habit. Habit is something that is done over a regular basis, or some activities if you are doing consistently and day on day basis, that will become a habit. So in that case, when we are referring to playing habits, somebody who plays regularly, day on day basis, that person is having playing habit. So by considering that, we have to decide what is playing habit, or we have to generate a new variable called playing habit. How to do that? Let us see. The given variable is number of students and regular players. For example, let us take the first age group, which is 15 year ka age group. In 15 year ka age group, as per the data collected, there are 250 students. Out of 250 students, 200 are regular players. That means they play regularly, and these 200 students are having regular playing habits. So using these two information, we have to generate a new variable called playing habits, that is proportion or percentage of students who have playing habits that we need to calculate. How to do that? So we can say playing habit, if you are expressing it in terms of percentage, so playing habit in terms of percentage is equal to how many students who play in one particular age group. That information we can get it from regular players. So it is regular players divided by how many students are there in that age group, that is 250, that is number of students in one particular age group, into 100 will give us the percentage of students who are having playing habit. So in this way, for each category of age group, we have to calculate a new variable called playing habit, and that variable should be used to calculate the correlation coefficient between age and playing habits. So that's what we are going to do now. Let's start our calculation. So we need two variables, age, which is already given. The first variable is age, so I'll be considering that as x, and the given variables ka value I have written here. Then we need to generate, as I said earlier, we need to generate another variable called playing habits, that we are calculating on the basis of the other two variables which are given in the question. One is a regular player, another one is number of students. We are taking the proportionate value between them, and then we are converting it to percentage to find out playing habit variable. So that's what I have written here, playing habit, that I'll be treating it as y, that is calculated by finding the proportion between regular players and number of students. Then we are expressing it in percentage by multiplying it with 100. So for example, in the first age group, the number of students who play regularly, nothing but regular players, that value is 200, divided by number of students in 15-year age group is given in the question, that is 250 into 100. So whatever the value I am getting here, that I'll be using as my y variable. So it is 200 divided by 250 into 100. If you are considering that value, this is equal to 80%. You can use your calculator. So first value is 80. Similarly, you need to calculate playing habit value for different age groups. So let us do that. For the second age group, regular players are 150. Number of students in that category is 200 into 100. That will be 75. Similarly, for third age group it is 60. Fourth age group is 40%. And fifth age group 30%, and age group of 20 it is 15%. So this is how we need to calculate. So this is our y variable, and after that, since we are using direct method, so we need the actual values itself, x, y, and then corresponding values on the basis of the direct method we are going to calculate. Since we have worked out a problem on direct method earlier, so this is just a revision kind of problem or illustration I am providing here. Once that is done, as you know, under your direct method, we calculate correlation coefficient using r is equal to n into sigma xy minus sigma x into sigma y divided by root of n into sigma x square minus sigma x whole square into n into, now for y, sigma y square minus sigma y whole square. So this is how we calculate correlation. So we need xy, the first variable, that we have done here by multiplying x with y. For example, in the first case it is 15 into 80, which is equal to 1200. Similarly, you need to multiply each of the x and y values to get xy value. That I have calculated here. Then I am adding this up to calculate or to find out sigma xy. So that is 5010. Similarly, here we need sigma y and sigma x. That is also added up to get sigma sigma x of 105 and to get sigma y of 300. So once sigma x y is done, sigma x is done, sigma y is done. Next we need sigma x square. So that is square of x. Then we need to add it up to get sigma x square. So we are finding the square of the x values. 15 square is 225. 16 square is 256. Similarly for other variables. Then we are adding it to get a sigma x square value, which is 1855. So once x square is done, we have to square the other variable, which is y. That will be y square. So y is here, the new variable which we have calculated, playing habit. So 80 square, which is 6400. Similarly, you need to calculate the square of each of these y values. That I have written here. Then I will be adding this up to find out our sigma y square value, which we need here to so that we can substitute there. So which is equal to 18,350. Once we find out all these values, what we need to do next is we need to simply substitute the calculated values with our correlation coefficient equation to find out the value of correlation. I have substituted all the computed values with our equation. So for example, n is number of variables they have given, which is equal to 6. So it is n is equal to 6 into sigma xy is 5010, 6 into 5010 minus sigma x, which is equal to 105, into sigma y, which is equal to 300. Similarly, denominator square root of 6n into sigma x square is here 1855. So 1855. Next, sigma x whole square. Sigma x is 105. Its whole square we need to find out. And then similarly for a y variable, n is 6 into sigma y square. Sigma y square is here 18,350. So 6 into 18,350 minus sigma y, which is 300, its whole square, 300 whole square. So this is what here we have substituted all the computed values to this equation, in this equation. Next we are finding out the values. So 6 into 5010, which is equal to 30,060, 105 into 300, which is equal to 31,500, divided by, similarly these multiplication and squaring of value we are doing. So that is given here. You can calculate using your calculator. Once that is done, we are finding the difference between the numerator. So which is negative value minus 1440 divided by, we are finding the difference of the first denominator, which is 11,130 minus 11,025, which is equal to 105. Similarly, here we are finding out the difference, which is equal to 20,100. And then 1,440 minus 1,440, it remains as it is, divided by root of the product of these values, which is 21,10,500. So next what we need to do is we need to find the square root of this value. So that is 1452.76. Therefore, finally, to calculate correlation, we need to find the proportion between the numerator and denominator, that is minus 1440 divided by 1452.76, which is equal to minus 0.9912. So our correlation value is minus 0.9912. If you want to give an interpretation on the basis of the correlation value which we have computed, we can say there exists a negative correlation, or you can say there exists a high degree of, because it is close to 1, high degree of negative correlation between age and playing habit. So this is what we naturally observe, right? When we were young, we tend to play more. As we get older, we started to avoid playing. So that is inverse relationship. Otherwise also naturally we find. So same inverse relation we have also got for this given data. So which is minus 0.9912. So we are telling there is high degree of inverse relationship between, or negative relationship between, age and playing habit. So this is how you can write a conclusion for this question under direct method. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you like the video, give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel by clicking subscribe button. If you want to share the video, you can share the video, because you can learn to share and share to learn. If you want to get continuous notification, click the bell icon there. And if you have any comments, doubts, clarification, please write here. Thank you once again. Thank you all.